Last May, Visioncare Service, a group of medical volunteers, set off for Africa. They began their tour in Swaziland, where they cured many sight-impaired patients. 15-year-old Norton Dulamin came to the hospital with hopes of regaining her sight. Norton will finally get the surgery she's been waiting for. Gripped with anxiety, the young girl enters the operating room. It's Norton Dulamin's turn to receive surgery. Since Norton Dulamin has cataracts in both of her eyes, Dr. Kim had to make a tough decision on how to proceed with the operation.
이 환자가 아마 선천성 백내장 같아요. 선천성 백내장인데 이제 보시면 알지만 좀 너무 왜소하고 아마 다음에 또 수술하기가 어려울 것 같아서 기왕에 마치 한 김에 양쪽을 다 하려고. 오늘 아니면 기회가 없잖아요. 그래서 있을 때 하려고. 그 양쪽을 다 할 예정입니다.
In cataract surgery, typically one eye is operated on at a time, and patients have to wait to receive surgery on the second eye. Since Norton is young and there is little time to give her a second surgery on her other eye, Dr. Kim decided to operate on both of her eyes in one day. She is at the age when she would like to look pretty and wear nice clothes. After she regains her eyesight, those little joys will be hers again. Norton's surgery is nearly finished. More patients stream into the hospital in the afternoon. 278 new patients arrived today. Because this is the last day of their tour in Swaziland, the volunteers try to see as many patients as they can. 35 patients are waiting for cataract surgery in front of the operating room. This is a record number of operations for one day. Yet every patient is treated with care. With compassion, they hope to cure as many blind patients as possible. This is how small miracles happen.
근데 그게 다 열심히 같이 하니까 했지 그렇지 않으면 이게 못하는 일이거든요. 또 여기 병원의 이 직원들까지도 남아서 이렇게 도와주고 그래서 하여튼 뭐 덕분에 짧은 기간이었지만 수술도 정말 많이 하고 아주 좋았던 것 같습니다. 그래서 잘 도와줘서 그런지 수술도 뭐 힘든 환자 없이 다 잘 된 것 같아요. 하여튼 뭐 잘 된 것 같습니다. 하여튼 기쁘고 뿌듯합니다.
The lights do not go out at the hospital, even in the wee hours of the night. It's their third day in Swaziland. And their last day. Now they need to check the conditions of the patients who underwent surgery. But another long line of patients has formed in front of the hospital. They cannot turn them away because most of them have traveled long distances. Dr. Kim seats himself at the administrative desk to see the patients faster.
It's most common in allergic conjunctivitis.
Meanwhile, Norton's condition is being examined.
Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. 굉장히 깨끗한데요. 어려서 그런지요. 회복이 굉장히 빠릅니다. 네. 양쪽 눈 다 괜찮아요. 예, 양쪽 눈 다 아주 깨끗합니다. 염증 거의 없어요.
After removing the patient's bandages, their work in Swaziland comes to an end. The volunteers are surrounded by joyful patients who can see again, their faces bright. They will soon be reunited with their families and see them clearly again. They can hardly stop smiling.
I'm just fine now. Ngabonga kakhulu manje nje ukuthi manje kodwa ke khona la bengila eclinic bengila esibhedlela ewadini manje lo tangibhadalela usengekho.
The patients sing together. The song includes joy and sorrow.
여기 먼 길을 왔고 몸도 피곤하고 그때 당시에는 잘 몰랐는데 직접 이렇게 안대 뛰고 그래도 좋아하는 모습 보이니까 참 잘 왔구나 하는 생각이 드는 것 같습니다.
The volunteers came to the small African nation of Swaziland with a mission to help blind people see again. They have achieved this by curing many and sharing in their happiness. We decided to follow Norton to her home. She lives in a country village miles away from the hospital by car. As we approach her home, we hear singing. Hearing about her return, Norton's relatives were waiting to welcome her back. The news of Norton's successful operation spreads, and the family rejoices as if a miracle has occurred.
I feel so much happy.
Ngijabula kakhulu ngibonga kakhulu uNkulunkulu asiside ngakho konke lasendele kona.
Ngiva ngijabula kakhulu ngoba bekanenkinga vele ngala kubukeni ngidisturbe nasesikoleni.
Norton has returned after spending a day away from her village. She stands in wonder, looking around.
Nyalo ke mawubuka sawukhanza kanjani nje?
Sekahle kakhulu.
Every minute, a child goes blind. But here we are witnessing a young girl who regained sight after being blind for 10 years. The medical expertise of Korean doctors has cured a girl in Swaziland. It's a small miracle that she can see again. After wrapping up their 3-day tour in Swaziland, the team heads to Mozambique for their next mission. Medical equipment is also scarce in Mozambique, so the team must lug all their equipment with them. The hectic schedules and physically demanding work have worn out the volunteers. But they head to their next destination in good spirits because patients will be waiting. Mozambique is located in the southeastern region of Africa and shares a border with Swaziland. The team can use a land route to enter the country. They will go to the port city of Xai-Xai. The trip takes 10 hours, and they arrive in the city at night. The volunteers wake up early and make their way to Xai-Xai Hospital. It is the free eye camp's first time in Mozambique. With a little trepidation and some positive thoughts, they board the vehicle that will take them to the hospital. They arrive at the hospital at last. It is a state hospital that provides health care to the people of Xai-Xai. There are just 6 ophthalmologists in this country of 20 million people. But they are all in Maputo, the capital city. There is not a single eye doctor in Xai-Xai.
Sim, está a ajudar aqui em Moçambique, sobretudo no nosso hospital provincial, porque nesta província não temos o médico que opera cataratas, porque aqui só trabalham 2 técnicos de oftalmologia e que não fazem a grande cirurgia. Então, é uma grande ajuda para a nossa população, para aquelas pessoas que não têm posses para poderem deslocar para Maputo, que é onde é feita a operação de catarata.
News about the free eye camp's arrival attracts many patients to the hospital. The volunteers start working immediately, like they did in Swaziland. They work smoothly by now, like a well-oiled machine. An operation begins as soon as the operating room is appropriately set up. Not a single eye operation had been carried out here, so many line up for surgery. Most are older patients who suffer from severe cases of cataracts. Most of the people aren't aware that eye surgery is an option. They are grateful they will be able to see again. Simon, who is over 70 years old, came to the hospital to see if he could regain his sight. "30 years ago, he lost sight in both eyes due to an accident.
Vana va mina ngohimuni a ndzi va voni lava tswariwaka swoswo xa ku sungula ndzi lava ku vona maletra hi dyondza ku sa ni ntirho wa mina lowu u famba hi maphepha ndzi vona eka maphepha ama medida ya nchumu ni mahako ndzi ku sa ka phepha ndzi tsara xa teka metro ndzi pima.
Simone hopes to lead a normal life again as he calmly waits for the operation to begin. Perhaps his desire to live a happy life with his beloved family is what compels him to get surgery.
수십 개국을
It is agreed that he will have cataract surgery on only one eye. He's eager to see the face of his beloved son after the operation. Having had cataracts for 30 years, his lens had become as hard as a rock. Dr. Kim tries his best to remove the clouded lens that has blocked Simone's sight for so many years. He hopes Simone will live his remaining years in peace and happiness.
잘 됐습니다. 네.
For years, Simone accepted his blindness, but he won't have to live in darkness anymore. Meanwhile, something funny happened in the optometrist's room. A man came saying he couldn't see well even with glasses. The optometrist calibrates trial spectacle lenses for the man, who says he can see well with them. The glasses were the cause of his problems.
현재 지금 쓰시는 안경 같은 경우에는 오른쪽을 도수를 넣고 오히려 거꾸로 끼고 계세요. 그래서 다시 맞춰드리면 아까처럼 잘 보일 수 있을 거예요.
Patients keep coming, but there are hardly any patients in the general eye treatment room.
근데 저 오히려 심각한 환자는 여기가 더 많습니다. 거의 지금 뭐 반 이상이 다 백내장 환자라서요. 수술할 비율은 훨씬 높은 것 같습니다. 스와질랜드보다. 네.
There aren't enough eye surgeons to treat the numerous cataract patients. Dr. Kim sets up another diagnosis room and goes to meet the patients instead of waiting for them to come to him. Patients who need cataract surgery are a priority, but that doesn't mean others go neglected. It's too much for one doctor to handle. Dr. Kim reaches the point where he has to request that the ophthalmic technician examine the patients. There is little time, but Dr. Kim doesn't want to turn anyone away.
이분이 이제 그 안과 의사는 아니지만 안과 담당하는 사람이잖아요. 근데 이분이 이제 이런 경우가 이제 뭔지 이제 알려줘야 되잖아요. 그래서 이거는 이 사람은 일반 백내장이 아니라 아주 젊은 사람의 선천성 백내장 양쪽에 있는 것 같아요. 그래서 보시고 이제 알려줘야죠. 이런 것들을 자꾸 이제 알려주고 교육하는 게 우리 아이캠프의 목적 중에 하나입니다.
Patient after patient is diagnosed. This is how the volunteers spent their first day in Mozambique.
이 수술 잘못해서 그래.
그래요?
예. 차라리 하지 말지. Yeah, he did operation already, but it's complicated both sides. Yeah, it's hopeless to treat again.
There is bad news for one patient.
어떤 상황인가요?
그 옛날에 수술을 한 것 같은데 잘못된 것 같아요. 그래서 양쪽 다 손을 쓸 수 없는 상황이 된 것 같아요. 양쪽 다 이제 실명이래죠.
Dr. Kim can do nothing for the blind young man. The young man heads home without receiving an operation. The plight of the patients saddens the volunteers.
할머니 입고 오신 옷이 너무 막 남루해서 마음이 너무 아파요. 할머니 다리도 다치신 것 같아요.
The blind elderly lady has come all the way to the clinic with an injured leg. But she will have one less burden when she returns home. The patients tell unfortunate stories about how they became blind. The operations continue without pause. The second day in Mozambique passes in a blur for the volunteers. All the patients who received cataract surgery have gathered. All of them had successful operations. As they take off their bandages, a new world appears before them. Unlike Swaziland, there are many more older patients in Mozambique. The volunteers treat the old patients like family members.
You can see the phones. The one in Gabon.
Trabalho bonito, gostei muito, sim, muito carinho.
Não, esta.
Simon finally smiles as he has his vision examined.
É. Agora está bom. Antes da operação não estava bem bom.
Agora pode ver bem?
Estou vendo bem.
Following the amazing work they did in Swaziland, the team has done it again in Mozambique. Scores of people received eye operations, and hundreds were treated for eye ailments. All of this was made possible by the caring volunteers.
Pelo trabalho que eles realizaram aqui, teve um grande impacto. Tratar a pessoa que sai de casa sem ver e chegar logo ver o dia seguinte ou no mesmo dia é uma grande satisfação para essa pessoa. Obrigado.
Korean doctors and nurses have helped thousands of people in Swaziland and Mozambique. We witnessed small miracles that transformed many lives. Miracles made possible by a caring team of volunteers. The outpour of affection for these people will continue.
오늘 마지막으로 환자들이 수술 후에 와서 이제 마저 드레싱하면서 진료 보면서 너무 감격해하면서 고마워하면서 나가는 모습들 보면서 너무 보람차고 지금 하는 일들이 너무 의미가 있다 그런 마음들이 들었습니다.
문화라든가 이런 다르고 언어도 다르지만 결국 아픈 사람을 대하는 저희 의료진의 마음은 항상 똑같기 때문에 그들에게 정말 눈빛으로 아픔을 어디가 아픈지를 알 수 있고 무엇을 그들이 원하는지를 알고 있었다는 것을 저는 보고 참 많은 감동을 받았습니다. 특히 작은 저희들의 의료 어떤 시술 하나가 그 어린 아이로부터 해서 장년층까지 빛을 볼 수 있다는 큰 사건을 만들어줬다는 거에 대해서 저는 아주 많은 감동을 이번에 받았습니다.
Many others in the world suffer from blindness. But a little help goes a long way to prevent them from going blind. Though it is almost impossible to cure every sight-impaired person in the world, we do have the power to spread hope in places like Africa.